Hello everybody, Burnedoutguy here and welcome to Foundry. Alright, last episode we put together everything needed to make tier 5 science, the hydraulic pistons, the robot parts, and the CPUs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We also dabbled in a little bit of the XenoTech stuff too there. So we got that still cooking and making gems for us there, so we can go ahead with that. In between episodes, I did a little bit of research because we did get our tier 5 science up and running here. And as you can see, it's all backed up the whole 9 yards, but we are missing one beautiful element to our science now, and that is the thermalite plates. We've gone dry. All right, but we'll fix that today. It's gonna be one of the projects that we have on the list. So yes, speaking of the research and stuff, right? So if we go at the bottom of the list, I did the mining force 2, which was what we really needed. We got the jetpack speed 2 and the inventory size. I also went and upgraded the belts so that way we can go get the belts, and then also rubber. Now rubber is needed to make the belts, so that's something also we might be getting into if we have enough time today. Other than that, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go gather a bunch of crystals and start by unlocking that XenoTech stuff, so that way we can see what the next level of all that is, and that way we can kind of move on with it. And all right, so one of the things we're going to do right away here, we're going to go down and get this thing here since we can now. And we hit J on this thing, and we can just scan for power cores. So this thing up here would tell us where there's a power core. So he's saying 105. Ooh, maybe right below us. Yeah, let's go use the elevator here and go down. What is really good is we're not that far off. So it seems to be like right above us. So let's blow up a little bit over here maybe. Oh, good throw. Okay, so this seems to be one of them by the looks of it. There was another one. And there be another one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I found about 20 of these things. I think we should be good for now. So we'll go home and we'll take a look at them. Actually, I should find 21. Yeah, let's go look for one more. There we go. Because we have to sacrifice one to the machine, right? So we'll see what we get left over. Awesome. We'll come over here and we'll sacrifice one to the machine. So here we go. See what this unlocks for us. All right. So Xeno Power Core Manufacturing. All right. Well, that'd be good. So do you want to spend the required? Yes. What? Super alloys. All right. That's fine. And then we're gonna have to use all the ones that we got from down here. Okay. Okay. Well, that's what we're gonna do then. We're gonna save these. They're gonna go in a chest up here. And then when it's ready for us to get to the super alloys, we'll come back here and we'll unlock that, and we'll make the production for these cores or whatever. Interesting. All right. Not too bad. Well, we'll move on to the next stage, which is going to be blowing up the whole downstairs and making our thermalite setup just amazing. So let me go get some more explosives, because I used a lot of explosives finding those cores. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we have the before, and we have the, oh, this is crashing my computer, after. So that was 1,022 charges. Oh yeah. Oh well, it successfully didn't crash my computer. Oh, good stuff. So now we have a little bit more of a working room to play with when it comes to making our thermalite plates. Oh, that was pretty awesome. Oh, nice. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have our nice new little setup. I think this is pretty much what keeping the entire belt full now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we got 20 lava 2 gens going on here. This is pretty good. So right now, looks like the ingots are making it to about here, roughly. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. So this should help keep us like going for a while for thermalite plates, and we have all kinds of room to go if we want to add another 20 or whatever, right? So we are not hurting for those anymore. I think this would be just beautiful. Up here we have a little buffer system for them, so that's good. That'll help keep the system going. Our crystals, we put a bigger chest here in case we ever need to, make another elevator going up for them while we have lots of crystals there. And that's about it for our thermalite plates, man. I think that'll be good. We should be able to move on to our next little section of things to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe what we should be getting into today is the air intakes. So we'll queue that puppy up. That way we can queue up the blast furnace, and then we also want to do the fracking towers. Now the fracking towers is really what I want to get into, is mainly because this way we can have longevity when it comes to making our infinite nodes like infinite. So this here, so these have like a certain amount of finite resources in them, like and then the vein is empty, and then you have to get these fracking towers, and that what it does is it agitates the vein, and then you get infinite resources. So that's pretty much the gist of that. And that's what I want to get into today. And we're going to be making fracking juice and all kinds of good stuff. So it's going to be a pretty good little episode. So I'm going to wait for all that to research, and then we'll come back and we'll get into everything we need to get into. All right, everybody, I think it's about time that we put one of these down. We've worked really hard, and we deserve it. A little encouragement to our game here. So what do we got here? We got a statue. Can you change like too bad you can't change the what he does, right? There we go. Now we'll have a little statue of ourselves showing us, like our congratulations. We've done a good job so far. We're doing awesome. Keep up the good work, and then eventually I'll make a nice little bottom monument to it there. That's just, I didn't want it flat on the ground next to the other ones. I wanted us to be a little bit more elevated above the, like things, so that we have a nice little outlook over our factory, right? All right, so that's about it. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, thumbing it up. Yes, that's to us. We can do it. We are the best. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So later on, we're obviously going to be decorating. The game does give you quite a good variety of different types of blocks to build with, and I think you can paint them as well too. So that's not too bad. So we'll have to kind of figure out what kind of style that we're gonna go with and whatever, right? And I don't know, but they have a lot of different variety of sizes. You can do different things with them. The tops here, over here, these are like an air conditioner vent and chimneys, and you got different block sizes you can play with different faces in them. A lot of different types of beam works. Windows, different types of, oh, this one has like so many different types of window variants to it. These three here is this what this looks like all put together, right? But yeah. Yeah, so there's all kinds of different things that you can do with all these blocks. Like, they're just so weird looking, like. But anyways, I guess if you put them all together, you figured out how they probably look super nice. But yeah, you got different bigger block variants with, I guess, kind of like beams like hooked up to them, and I don't know, it looks kind of neat, man. It looks kind of neat. We'll have to play around with some of these blocks and I'm gonna leave this out here as like a display and give me an idea of what kind of blocks I can use to play around with when I'm going around building and later on and stuff like that. So it'll help maybe inspire me to do stuff, right? And use different kind of blocks, because when you go into the build menu, all you see is these. You don't see the different types of variants that these can become until and then you hover over them and you see that, oh well, there's like a whole bunch of different variants on this one in particular one, right? So it's yeah, so you have to go through them and find out what kind of things are. I didn't see anything to do with like tables and stuff like that. They all seem to be pretty much all the same here for decor wise. Doors as well. I never really thought about making a door. That's another thing we can have a look at really quick. And then there's different light variants. I think these are what you get. Yeah. The railings, I have a beef with the railings. The railings don't really intersect. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe. Then maybe I just gotta hold the button. Yeah, look at that. T intersection, X intersection. So I'd have to check that out and see if it really does connect. And signs I never really played with, but there's not like a super huge amount of different variety of blocks to play with, right? Like, but there is a nice little amount anyway. So we'll just have to figure out what makes us look good and nice and whatever and blah blah blah, and kind of go from there. But here are the doors. I'm assuming every single one of these we can fit through. Yeah. So door handle. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Oh, okay, so there's an auto open and close. Okay, so there's a sensor nearby. Interesting. Does it do it here too? No? Ah. Is there any indication saying that that's on? I don't know. I probably just always leave it on. Okay, up, down. Yeah. That makes a kind of sense, yeah. Nice animation. Nice animation. Very good, very good. All right, I could see me using more of the bigger doors because they look nicer. Um, these would have to be dependent on like maybe going from one room to another or something, but I could see me use more of the bigger doors than anything else. But yeah, okay, those look pretty good, man. I like this. I like this. We'll keep this here as, like I said, as a reminder of what things we can do. And these will be nice on the top of buildings, you know, little skylights looking in and stuff like that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I do a little bit of decorating while waiting for the fracking there, so we have our nice little main office here. I'm gonna have to tell you, these windows are a pain in the ass. Not the big one here. This one's not so bad. It's more the smaller ones on the angles. Oh my god, not very intuitive. But anyways, like, well, looks pretty decent. Looks pretty decent. I'm gonna go for a little tour on the inside. Very nice, very nice. Are there buttons for these? Must be a button or something that I can push to turn these on. Because they don't seem to be a lighting. Very good lights. I don't know if they have to be. Wow. But this is the office. I'll turn my own light on so we can see the hell in here. But it looks nice, looks nice. Can't sit in the chairs. Very disappointed. Can't sit in the chairs. No, or on the bench. If you want to sit around and wait. Oh, looks nice, looks nice. Not bad, not bad. Maybe a little bit more interior decor in here or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's not bad. But that'll be like an idea, and then later on we can paint it. Like apparently we can make paint later. It's one of the things that we can do in here. Where is it? Paint. So low density Olimet gas and water. So later on we'll set up a little paint production and we can go around and painting our shop, and we'll choose colors. We'll probably go black and green as kind of like what I'm leaning more towards. Green being the color of my channel, and black, well, I like it better than white. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it. I like it. Very nice, very nice. Might need some more lights on him too, because he's pretty dark up here, man. Okay, with the fancy ones. I see there's no power up there. That's why. So I thought that these blocks would bring power to there, but they don't. Okay. So that's what the issue is. And these don't transfer power either. Okay. There you go. That looks a little bit nicer. A little bit lighting around it. You know. Unfortunately, they have to, they have to go and feed it power through these blocks here like that. You figured that these ones here would have been like, you know, good to send power through, but nope, nope, not at all. No power for you. All right, well, we're almost there. 79% of the fracking tower stuff. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have the thing done. It looks nicer in green too. Here we go. We got fracking done now. So fracking towers. We need to make fracking towers above our nodes. I told you earlier, like this is going to go down and it's going to agitate it, and we're going to get infinite resources, right? These things here, they required a liquid though, and we have to feed it a liquid. So that liquid is and here is the fracking liquid. So we need to use air, ultimate gas, and water. I think we can manage that. They're all done in chemical processors, and then afterwards we can take that fracking liquid and we could set up a shipping system with the tanker ships like we did last time too. We can set up a nice big system where it's always bringing liquid to every fracking tower. I think one ship per fracking tower should be sufficient, and we're going to go with that. I don't think we're going to need any extra storages over there or anything like that. I might put a tank over there as like a buffer or something like that, but other than that, I don't think we're going to need like a big storage tank or anything like that over in each area. We have our fracking towers. These are going to go on top of there, and then we have our air intake is one of the things we're going to need. And I think the hot air stove is for the furnace. I don't think we're going to need it for what we're doing here today. And then we actually get into the big blast furnaces later on, which is pretty dope. So all right, so enough jibber jabber, let's get at her. All right, so I think the idea is going to be something along the side of this. The middles here will be the insertion of the products, and the exterior here and here, well, on this side as well, will be where your materials are coming out. So we're going to have 2 lanes here and here being shared materials. I think that should be fine. Then we need to set these things up. Then we're gonna have to set these bad boys up. I just don't remember which way they flow, man. Put one on each side like that. One for each row, right? I'm in the front. There we go. So now it's gonna be, we'll put the pipe on the top, so then that way we can just pipe it out like that. That'll be good. So let's start the construction of that. And then let's do the similar thing to this one right here. There, and then while those two get constructed, we'll figure out our piping to bring in the solutions. We need water, and we need the ultimate gas. The gas isn't a problem. I believe this is right here, right? We can just pipe it off down here and bring it over there. Water. We do have a water pipe here. You know, I am wondering if we should upgrade our little water station out here, and then change all that small piping for really big piping and bring back a lot of water. I wonder if that's possible. Like, I wonder if we go over here and we take a bunch of these intakes, right? And we put them into like Which ones? These ones here. And say we pump in like, I don't know, like five or six of them, right? And we make sure that the pipe is nice and full. See if we can bring back a big pipe like that instead of a small one. I think that might be a game plan. I might actually go for that. Even get it fit really nice too. There we go. We're getting 5 pumps there being pumped into here now. Now I just got to go and destroy all this and bring the big pipes back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have all the water coming all the way from over there into a big pipe. I put 2 pumps on it, one over there and one over here, just to make sure that we're not going to have any stress problems. We also have one pulling off from here going to the existing system that we have up here, so that way it's its own little thing. We got this coming all the way down over here and then joining our system that we're going to be making now. Over here we got our 2 little air blower things ready to go. This is pretty awesome. Good stuff, good stuff. Now we are probably gonna want these ones here. So let's go with something like one in the middle there, one in the middle there. Another thing I noticed with these two, I didn't notice these earlier, but you can choose from high voltage or low voltage. So high voltage, you could have them like where you need to like put a wire into them. The wire is, geez, I don't even know. I didn't see where it goes. Low voltage, which is that, and high voltage. I don't see the wire attachment. Anyways, there's a difference. I seen it on one earlier. I digress. Now we have water coming up here, and then now we just got to transfer these to air like this, the small ones, and then we'll just have to power these. Oh, there you go. You see it, it's at the bottom. There you go. Those things are pumping out air. Well, they will be anyways, and this is where the water is going to come out. That's perfect. So now we just got to connect the pipes, and we just have one more pipe to bring over, and that's going to be the what is it there? The oleomic gas one there, right? So we should pull that out here somewhere. All right, so this is what we're going to do for the gas. We're going to bring the gas through the middle here, and we'll separate it between the two. So now we only have 2 air, 2 gas, and 2 liquid, or 2 water, I mean. So then now we all have to do is set up all the pipes, and we should be good for production. I just got to go over here and run it over to this pipe over here, and then we'll be good to go. There you go. So it's officially all connected. So we now have the gas going in here, the whole 9 yards. And like I said, all we have to do is just connect this craziness of pipes here. It's going to be wicked. All right, everybody, we got everything all nice and hooked up now, and all we're doing missing is just to power these 2 things right here. So we take the power here and we power that. We take a power here and we power that. We should be making power. Oh, I have to hit start. All right, gotta hit start. There we go, 100%. We're making power, baby. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. And now we got our fracking liquid going on. I said fracking. Oh, this is great. This is great. All right, so now all we have to do is set up the transports to go all over the place. So we have a nice big area here where we can set up transports to send out our juices to all the different places that we have. So we got at least 4 of them right now that we need to send fracking juice to. All right, everybody. So we're just looking at the time of the episodes. This is pretty much all the time I got for today. But we did pretty good, though. We did pretty good. We got this beautiful fracking system up and running. We did the repiping of all the water and everything, so that way we got a lot more water coming in. This looks very nice too. We also slapped together this beautiful monstrosity, our main office, to our massive infrastructure that we're going to have later on. This is going to be a hell of a build, man. This is going to be awesome. I'm kind of glad that I'm kind of bringing everything into one little thing there. It's friggin' awesome. Just going to be great. Plus we also investigated all of our little decoration things here. So now we have a good idea of what kind of building blocks that we have to our disposal when coming to build things. So yeah, really looking forward to all of this and putting it in here and making it look something friggin' awesome. So yeah, a little bit at a time, we'll chip away at it. Once things, like I said, once things are finalized and we know what we're going to put stuff, well, we're going to start making things look nice. This is another building. This side here too could probably become a building at one point, just because I think we're done with this. Actually, no, I lied. I lied because I have a bigger setup waiting for this, because I have a feeling that we're going to need a hell of a lot more than what we're making here. So I have a feeling that this setup is going to get vamped. So yeah, I lied about that one. That one's not done. But our science is, we're not making any more science. There's no more science 6 or anything like that. So this building I could probably like close off and make it look good. And then maybe eventually what we'll do is we'll put doors in. And we can leave space to walk around or something like that. Leave some catwalks or something. I don't know. We'll think about it. All right. So but that's all the time I have for today. Enough jibber jatter. And hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody. Like, subscribe, peace, take care. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.